and all of the juice.
And all the amps.
Or Jaden has 7 more cylinders. Go.
We are back at the shop after our first Burnout competition with Smoky. Heat Wave was a success on day 1, but we got some issues. Started off pretty clearly with day 2, where the clutch was slipping very bad. Wouldn't spin the tires, which, you know, that's user error on my part. You know, trying to clutch dump 275s in third was not the move. It had way too much traction on a freshly rubbered Burnout pad. Definitely not the move, but we have some other damage. So we have rear drive shaft broke, which broke the caps on the rear yoke. That caused it to flip down, come up, and punch a hole through my floor. So that's cool. Then on top of that, the fuel pump died. Also, our throttle. We were having problems where the car wasn't data logging, and we couldn't figure out why, because data log's supposed to start out automatically at 80% throttle, and I had 0 data logs. We lowered it to 50%, still had no data logs. So we manually logged it on the last run when we broke the drive shaft. Found out the car was only getting to 48% throttle. It did pretty well for half throttle, not gonna lie. So the entire weekend it was only at half throttle, so it should pick up a lot of power. But we are about to take off the covers, do valve lash adjustment, solid roller life. We're gonna show you guys how to do that. But the good thing is about the throttle, where it was only at 48%, it kind of saved the engine, because with our fuel pump dying in the last run, fuel pressure dropped to like 15 mid-run and shot the AFR up to, I think it was like 21 or something like that. So it was super duper lean, but luckily it was only half throttle, so it didn't hurt anything. But we're just gonna do a full inspection of everything, drain the oil, check everything, and yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. And we got a surprise coming for the fuel system that should be here tomorrow, and we'll be unboxing it. Now that we have full room for activities, got this block of wood. We did tap the wall a little bit right here. Gonna take this block of wood and a hammer and just kind of beat it out until it fits just a little bit back to how it was, because it's shoving into like the tail light a little bit here. But I'm just gonna basically hit it until it fits back up with this guy. Just got a lot of room to go. We got the Firebird here. We got dang old Smoky over here that just decided to break everything during the Burnout competition on Sunday. We got a hole in the floor from the drive shaft. More pressing issue, we are running out of fuel because the A1000 decided to go kaboot. It ain't doing all pulley to fuel the engine to go whoppity 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 whop. Our friends over at Nitrous Express, huge shout out to Brent for getting us all hooked up and getting us this so fast, because we're leaving in 2 days to go to Lacey's event to compete again for the 2nd time, and we needed a fuel system bad. Everybody over at Nitrous Express got us the Snow Performance triple pump fuel system, so we're going to be putting that on the car along with their wiring harness and controller, and their super sweet billet regulate. So we're going to be installing all of these on the new fuel cell. We are going to jump on the fuel cell, make our hole a little bit bigger, because we got 3 pumps now. She's going to need to be widened out a little bit to be able to fit this.
So you're making your BBC's hole wider with, instead of 1 pump, the 3 pumps, right?
Well, it is a BBC. You got to do what you got to do. All the fuel inbound, straight from Snow Performance. Let's install this on the car. Alright everybody, we are working on getting all of the Snow Performance stuff installed. So we got the tank over here. So we got the Snow Performance pump all set inside of here. Just got to tighten it down and get ready to hook some fittings up. Sam is back here hard at work on the wiring harness, getting everything to be hooked up to the Dominator. We got the original power wire here that went to the old fuel pump, and Sam's wiring harness is right here. So we have 3 relays, 3 fuses, all the plugs, all the things.
Tons of wires, tons of amps.
Tons of amps, tons of fun.
Yes.
And that's a thick dog right there.
Thick dog.
Let's see here. What do we got going on here? Do we have a ground, a signal wire, and then a
So we're
direct
going to
power?
have our main power to the fuses, which will feed the relay. And then we're going to run this off of your switch panel up front so that you can still like power the car. You can turn the Holly on, but it's not going to prime the pump until you hit the fuel pump button.
Sweet.
So the fuel pump button will provide power here, but we're actually going to trigger the relays on the ground side through the Holly, basically.
Okay.
So that we're only running the one pump when you're normally driving around, and then if you're giving her the beans, then it'll trigger pump 2 and 3.
Sweet.
So it'll give a lot of flexibility and control.
And all of the juice.
And all the amps.
All right, so we are about to be fully fueled up and ready to run E85 and be ready for this weekend. Alrighty guys, so we're back from the track. We got the car in the shop. We have the covers off of it because we are going to go through and do a complete valve lash adjustment. And Jesse, once again, is like, why is your car in my damn shop? And so Jesse is going to show me how to do a valve lash adjustment. But for right now, we're going to knock this out because tomorrow I'm heading to Lacey's event, Lone Star Nights, and we're going to be competing with the car actually at 100% throttle this time. So it should be an absolute blast. It should be a great time. But for right now, let's go ahead and get these valves lashed.
So I looked back at our dyno notes and we ended on this thing at 5,000 flash cold. So we're going to kind of target that. I just went and checked a couple, make sure we're in the realm. Some of them are a little tight, some are a little loose. So we're going to go down the line. Basically how we're going to check this is the way cam profiles work is your exhaust lobe opens, and then immediately when your exhaust valve is closing, your intake valve starts opening. That's your overlap period. So what we're looking for is we're going to rotate this first cylinder here. We're going to get it to where this exhaust rocker just starts barely moving. Right there. So we know this is opening, so we know 100% that this is on the base circle. It has lash. So that one's a little tight. Can't actually get it to go. And on the flip side of that, to get this on the base circle, we're going to go through the whole cycle. So right here, we're getting into our overlap. Both rockers are moving. Once this is on the closing side, this is going to be for sure on the base circle. That one actually feels pretty good. You can feel that, so you have a good idea of what you're looking for. You're looking for a little bit of drag, but you don't have to force it.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm going to go down the line, so we'll go back. We know we don't have to adjust this. Good. This is a nice little tool that LSM makes. It's basically a built-in 100 inch-pounds torque wrench. And you can just slide the T-handle through the middle of the socket. Makes it really quick and easy.
Handy dandy.
So now we just got 7 more cylinders to go through. Or Jaden has 7 more cylinders to go through.
Sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Yeah. Thankfully, like, you're just doing a maintenance check, so it shouldn't be that bad. You shouldn't have to adjust all of them. And if anything's moved a lot, might be cause for concern.
Yep.
That's a good thing about solid rollers. If there's a big change, you know to look for a pump somewhere.
Yep.
Like if it gets really tight, there's a good chance, like you could be getting a bunch of valve wear, or your valve could be tuliping. Or if it gets real loose, you could be killing a lifter, or bent push rod. So good thing about solid roller, as long as you keep on top of it, you probably end up breaking less stuff because you can catch it early.
Solid roller life.
Solid roller life.
Sweet.